Okay. Good morning, students. As we have completed our concepts of chapter vector algebra, and today we will discuss few sums of miscellaneous exercise. The very first sum is write down a unit vector in the xy plane. So we have to find a unit vector in xy plane. Okay. And it is making an angle of 30 degree with positive direction of x-axis. It means if we just take our system, so if I take, let it be x-axis and y-axis, and here we have z-axis. So there is a vector, let it be, this is our O, origin 0 0 0, let it be P point. It is making an angle of 30 degree with positive x-axis. So if this angle is given 30 degree, okay, so if I say OP is the vector and it is making an angle of 30 degree with x-axis, then how much angle it will make with y-axis? So this angle will be this much angle it is making, it will be 60 degree, right? Now the vector is in xy plane, so the ratio means, not the ratio, the angle which this vector will make with z axis, it will be means, or the direction cosine, it will be 0 because it is lying in the xy plane. Or in other words, if I say P is making an angle of 30 degree with x axis, so it will make 60 degree angle with y axis, and how much angle it will make with z axis, that will be 90 degree. So this way also we can take. So we will write down OP, it is making an angle 30 degree with x axis, okay, then 60 degree with y axis, positive y axis, and how much it will make with z axis, 90 degree it will make with z axis. It means angle POX is 30 degree, POY is 60 degree, and POZ it will be 90 degree, right? Now if I know the angles that point P is making with the x axis, y axis, and z axis, so I can say these are alpha, beta, and gamma. So alpha is 30 degree, beta is 60 degree, and gamma is 90 degree. Therefore we can write down the direction cosines, because we are supposed to calculate here the unit vector. So if I write down the direction cosines, L will be equals to cos of 30 degree, M will be cos 60 degree, and N will be cos 90 degree. Okay, so the value of L, what is cos 30 degree? Cos 30 degree we have root 3 by 2. M, cos 60 degree, cos 60 degree will be 1 by 2, and cos 90 degree it is 0. So LMN are calculated, and we know OP vector. OP vector till now we have done OP vector will be equals to Li. If you remember, we have discussed earlier the direction ratios and direction cosines are proportional. So if I am able to calculate the direction cosines can take the value of direction ratios, because generally we write down the vector as ai cap plus bj cap plus ck cap. But here if I don't know a, b, c, the direction ratios, instead of direction ratios, direction cosines can be used. So it will be root 3 by 2 I cap plus 1 by 2 j cap, and this will be 0 k cap, because the value of n is 0, right? So as also it is given, it is a unit vector. So if you just calculate here your magnitude, what is coming, if I just square it, 3 by 4 plus 1 by 4, 3 by 4 plus 1 by 4 means 4 by 4, that is 1 only. And we can specify also, and the magnitude of OP vector is equals to root of 3 by 4 plus 1 by 4, which is equals to 1. So the required vector, then we can say, therefore our required vector will be root 3 by 2 I cap plus 1 by 2 j cap, and it is lying in the xy plane only, because there is no component for z axis, that is k cap. Okay, so this is the unit vector in xy. Similarly, if they ask us find the unit vector in yz plane, then x component means I cap we will be having 0, and then we will have just the components for j cap and k cap and so on. Okay, now sum number 2 is find the scalar components and the magnitude of the vector joining the point. So this is just the vector joining the point, sum number 2. You will just find PQ vector and then the magnitude of PQ vector. I hope you will be able to do, where coordinates of P and Q are given. Okay, so this sum number 2 I am leaving for you people. Now we will discuss sum number 3. Now in third sum we have a girl walks 4 km towards west and then she walks 3 km in the direction 30° east of north and stops. So first of all, we will just take our, let us take this system, let it be y-axis, x-axis, and if I take the directions, this will be north, this will be east, west and south. Okay, the directions are done. Now the girl first of all walks 4 km towards the west. If I say this is my initial point, let it be O, 0 0 0 point, this is the initial point. The girl is starting from here. Towards west she is going 4 km. So 4 km, let us say this is the distance OA, let it be OA. And how much distance OA is? 4 km. It is going, if I take, it is on the negative x-axis. So when I take the component, OA vector, it will be minus 4 I cap. First thing, because why so minus? Because it is on the negative x-axis. So OP vector, not P, I have taken A. So OA vector, I will say, let it be minus 4 I cap, since it is on negative x-axis. Second thing, after this, she walks 3 km in the direction 30° east of north. So from here, east of north, so this is the north direction, and from this she is going, if I just she is going toward this side and making an angle of 30°. If I just draw the rough line here so that we can get the exact picture. So she is making 30° angle to the north of east, because then this will be the north direction. In this is the north direction, 30° with north towards east. So she is going here, let it be B point. So how much distance? AB distance is 3 km. And what is this angle? This angle is 30°. Right? Now, after this, what has happened? She stops. Determine the girl's displacement from her initial point of departure. The initial point of departure is this. That means what we are supposed to calculate, we will calculate the displacement. So it is just becoming a triangle, So OA plus AB will be exactly equals to OB by the triangle law of vector addition. So what we are supposed to calculate here, we have to calculate displacement, total displacement from O, that is initial point, to the final point B. So we are supposed to calculate OB vector, and OB vector, actually by the triangle law of vector addition, it will be OA vector plus AB vector. OA vector we know, OA vector is 4 km in the negative direction, means on negative x-axis. So this will be on x-axis it is, so I cap will come, it will be minus 4 I cap. So OA we know, OA vector, we know the value, OA vector is minus 4 I cap. We have to find now AB vector, and this AB vector, it is making an angle 30° with which side? With y-axis. Okay, if I just take that this is representing the y-axis, so it is making 30° angle there. And what will be the angle? If this is the 30° angle, so how much angle will be left here? It will be 60°, because total will be the 90° angle. If exterior angle is 30°, this will be 60°. Okay, so when I just resolve this vector AB in the components, so what I will get, our x component will be then, it will be equals to AB, and this is 60° with the x-axis, so it will be equals to AB cos 60°. This will be the x component, and when I calculate the y component, it will be equals to AB. If this is cos 60°, the y component will be AB sin 60°. If this is cos 60°, the y component, either you can say AB cos sin 60° or cos 30°, anyhow we can take. because ultimately the value will be same. So how will we write down? AB vector will be equals to, first of all, if you want, we can write down along x-axis and then along y-axis. It will be equals to AB, cos 60 degree, plus what will be that? AB sine 60 degree. Now AB cos 60 degree, the value of AB, how much distance traveled? 3 kilometer. So this will be 3 into cos 60 degree will be equals to 1 by 2, and AB 3 into sine 60 degree is root 3 by 2. So this is along x-axis, so this will be I cap. This is along y-axis, so here we will have j cap. So finally what we are getting, it is 3 by 2 I cap plus 3 root 3 by 2 j cap. This is the value of AB vector. So final displacement OB vector, then what will be that? Just a minute. Yes. So final displacement OB vector will be equals to OA vector plus AB vector. OA vector already we calculated, minus 4 I cap. AB vector is 3 by 2 I cap plus 3 root 3 by 2 j cap. I cap, both these we can add. So minus 8 plus 3 means minus 5 by 2 I cap plus 3 root 3 by 2 j cap. This is OB vector. As we said, we have to calculate the displacement, so we will calculate the distance, means the magnitude we will calculate for OB vector, right? Therefore what will be the magnitude? Root of minus 5 by 2 square plus 3 root 3 by 2 whole square. So let us calculate that. Minus 5 by 2, 3 root 3 by 2. So we will say, therefore magnitude of OB vector will be equals to root of minus 5 by 2 square plus 3 root 3 by 2 whole square, which is equals to 25 by 4 plus 3 root 3, 9 into 3 is 27 by 4. 25 plus 27, this will be equals to 52, root 52 by 4. Okay, and it is equals to, I think, root 13. Yeah. Okay, so therefore what we will say, total displacement will be equals to root 13 units. Since this is the displacement, so what will come? It will be root 13 units. Okay, this is sum number 3. Now sum number 4 is, if vector A equals to vector B plus vector C, then is it true that vector A is equals to vector B plus vector C? Justify your answer. So what we will say, we will just take the given thing, vector A plus vector A equals to B plus vector C, and we will check is it coming true or not. Okay, let us start the sum. Sum number 4 we have, it is given, if vector A is equals to vector B, sorry, this is not magnitude given, vector A is equals to vector B plus vector C, and we have to take the magnitude. So let us take, so we will take magnitude, means modulus on both sides. So we will use, it implies modulus of vector A is equals to modulus of vector B plus modulus of means whole modulus of vector B plus vector C. Now we have to just check is it coming true or not. So for that, what I am going to do, just let us square both sides. If I square both sides, after taking modulus, now modulus means we are taking the magnitude here. Okay, so this will be vector A square is equals to vector B plus vector C modulus whole square. Modulus of vector A square is equals to actually A square only. So here when I take, it will be vector B plus vector C dot vector B plus vector C. If you remember how this thing is coming, let me remind you, we have done this thing, vector A square, if this is any A vector, vector A square is equals to, vector A dot vector A. Okay, so magnitude of vector A is actually equals to square of the vector. So square of the magnitude is equals to square of the vector. This result we have done in the dot products, so that result I have just applied here. Now just let us solve this dot product. So this will be equals to vector b dot vector b plus vector b dot vector c plus vector c dot vector b plus vector c dot vector c, and we know dot product is commutative. So this will be vector b dot vector b plus twice of vector b dot vector c plus vector c dot vector c. Now this vector b dot vector b is actually equals to magnitude of vector b square, and this will be just twice of vector b dot vector c, and this will be equals to square of the magnitude of vector c. Again the same rule I have applied here, right? So now we are getting this. Now vector b dot vector c, so here still we are having the dot. This is the dot between two vectors. So what we can do here, if I just apply the definition of dot product here, then what we are getting, this will be vector b magnitude square plus 2 is outside, magnitude of vector b into magnitude of vector c into cos of theta plus magnitude of vector c square. Now magnitude of vector b we will keep as such only, cos theta, where theta is the angle between vector b and vector c, and this c square is coming as such. Okay, now if the whole thing now totally depends upon this theta. If this theta is 0 degree, 0 degree means if theta is 0 degree, cos 0, what is cos 0? Cos 0 is 1. Then I am getting exactly equals to this, right? So if I say theta is equals to 0 degree, then our identity is becoming true. Then I will get b square plus c square plus 2bc. So identity is complete. But if theta is not equal to 0 degree, then this identity is not getting completed. Okay, so what I am trying to say, remember what is the question? We have to show, if a is equals to given b plus c, we have to check whether the magnitude of a equals to magnitude of b plus magnitude of c separately, true or false. So first of all we took this thing, we took modulus on both the sides. Modulus means magnitude, then we squared both sides. I have just applied the definition here, right, that we have in the dot product, and then when we are getting b dot c, once again definition of dot product we have applied here. Okay, so now let me take you to the next page so that we can conclude the result. So the same result I have written here. Now whole identity, whether the identity will become or not become, it totally depends upon this angle theta. So if theta is equals to 0 degree, then what will happen? Cos 0 degree is 1. So we are getting magnitude of vector a square is equals to magnitude of vector b square plus 2 times magnitude of vector b into magnitude of vector c, right, plus magnitude of vector c square. So it is b square plus c square plus 2bc. So this is actually equals to magnitude of vector b plus magnitude of vector c का whole square बन रहा है, ठीक है, as they want us to show, right? But what if theta is not equal to 0 degree? Then cos 0 degree will not be equals to 1. Now means cos theta will not be equals to 1. So in that case, magnitude of vector a square will not be equals to magnitude of vector b plus magnitude of vector c ka whole square. So what is the result? How we will conclude it? We will say the conclusion will be the statement is true only if theta, that is the angle between b and c, is 0 degree. Then the statement is true. If theta is not 0 degree, then the statement is not true. This will be our conclusion. Okay. Now sum number 5. It is given, find the value of x for which x into I plus j plus k is a unit vector. Now you have very simple sum actually. We have to find x, okay, such that x into I cap plus j cap plus k cap is a unit vector. If it is a unit vector, what does it mean? X into I cap j cap means xi cap plus xj cap plus xk cap. This is what it means, is a unit vector. Now when it is a unit vector, it means its magnitude will be equals to 1. So it implies root of, you know, x square plus x square plus x square will be equals to 1, right? So squaring both sides if I do, then what we are getting here, so this will be equals to x plus x, that means x root 3 है ना, will be equals to 1. So it implies the value of x will be 1 by root 3. So this x will be what? 1 by root 3. Now you know this 1, since this is the x, this x can be positive also and this x can be negative also. We have to consider then both the cases, as the direction ratios can be positive also, they can be negative also. So the value of x will be plus minus 1 by root 3. This is your sum number 5. Next is sum number 6, and in sum number 6 it is find a vector of magnitude 5 units and parallel to the resultant of these two vectors. Parallel to the resultant of these two vectors. Resultant of two vectors means if A and B are two vectors, the resultant of this vector will be vector A plus vector B. Remember, always the resultant of two vectors is actually vector A plus vector B only. Now if I have to find the vector which is parallel to this, it means, you know, it is just like if two lines are parallel, one line is given and the other line if I have to find which is parallel, that means the slope will be equal. So here if one vector is given, if I can calculate one vector, the other vector is parallel to it, then what will happen? You know, magnitude will be different, but the direction cosines means the components will be similar. So same vector I will take C, but only magnitude we will change, and the magnitude is given here, that is 5 units. So let us see how we are doing it. Sum number 6. We are given A vector and B vector. So first of all let us write down resultant of A vector and B vector. We will say let it be C vector. Okay, so C vector will be equals to A vector plus B vector. So what will be A vector plus B vector? A vector and B vector are given. So 2i plus I, this will be 3i cap. Then 3j minus 2j, that means plus j cap, and minus k plus k, that is 0 k cap. So this is our resultant vector. Now we have to find a new vector. The magnitude is 5 units but parallel to this. So parallel to this, you know, we will just calculate the unit vector of this vector. So therefore we will just calculate C cap. So C cap will be C vector divided by magnitude of C vector. It will be 3i cap plus j cap divided by root of, it will be 9 plus 1. So C cap is equals to 3i cap by root 10 plus j cap by root 10. So the required vector, what is the required vector? Required vector with magnitude should be 5 units, okay, and parallel to C vector. So this will be just 5 times C cap, that's it. So this will be 5 times 3i cap divided by 10 plus j cap divided by root 10. So this will be 15i cap by root 10 plus 5j cap divided by root 10. So this will be the resultant vector, and let the resultant vector be, if I say D vector, so this is our required vector which is parallel to the resultant of vector A and vector B. Okay, so this is your sum number 6. Now sum number 7 I am leaving for you people. It is very similar to sum number 6. You are given 3 vectors, so you have to find a unit vector parallel to this vector. That means 2a minus b plus 3c, if you calculate, let it be a new vector D vector, and you will just calculate their D cap. Okay, sum number 8. Show that the points are collinear and find the ratio in which B divides AC. So here you people will use the section formula. Okay, first of all you will show the points are collinear, and afterwards we will show, or we will find in which ratio B is dividing AC. So otherwise we were given the ratio, but here we will calculate the ratio. So we will say let the ratio in which B is dividing AC, let it be K is to 1, and the value of K you people will calculate. So sum number 7, sum number 8 I am leaving for you. Sum number 9 is find the position vector of a point R which divides the line segment joining the 2 points externally in the ratio. Okay, so this sum is also based upon section formula we have done in exercise 10.2. I am leaving it for you. Sum number 11, the two adjacent sides of the parallelogram, you have to find the unit vector parallel to its diagonal. Again it is the resultant vector. Okay, so sum number 10, I am just giving the hint. If this is the parallelogram, okay, A, B, C, D is there. The adjacent sides of the parallelogram are given. If I say this is the adjacent side is given by A vector and B vector, we are given the values of A vector and B vector. Now the resultant of this parallelogram is actually given by the diagonal, and this diagonal is the sum of these two vectors only. Okay, remember this thing. The diagonal of the parallelogram will be given by the sum of the adjacent sides only. So this diagonal is A vector plus B vector. This we have done in the parallelogram law of vector addition. So first of all you will find A vector plus B vector, okay, and you have to find the unit vector parallel to this. So what we will do, we will say let C vector is equals to A vector plus B vector, and then you people will calculate C cap. So C cap will be equals to A vector plus B vector vector divided by magnitude of A vector plus B vector. Okay, so this will be C cap, and area already we have done. Area will be equals to magnitude of vector A cross vector B. So both the things we will calculate here in sum number 10. Okay, sum number 11, show that the direction cosines of a vector equally inclined to the axis of x, o, y, o, z are these. Now equally inclined means the angle, the vector which is there, let it be OP vector, it is making same angle with x axis, y axis and z axis. So here what we have, it is given that OP vector is making the angles alpha, alpha, alpha with x axis, y axis and z axis. So as we will say, as the vector is equally inclined with OX, OY, OZ, that is alpha is equals to beta equals to gamma. So let us say all are equals to same, let it be A. And now if all are same, we are supposed to show here that the direction cosines are these. So if alpha, beta, gamma are equal, that means cos alpha is equals to cos beta is equals to cos gamma. Let it be equals to A, or small a we can say, let it be A. And we know L square plus M square plus N square is equals to 1, that is cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma is equals to 1. So L, M, N values क्या है सबकी A. So it means A square plus A square plus A square is equal to 1. So if 3A square is equals to 1, so the value of A square will be 3A square equals to 1. So the value of A will be 1 divided by root 3. Since they are asking you to this only, actually it will come plus minus, but they are asking, that means in one direction only. So yes, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3 will be the direction cosines. So we will say yes, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3, 1 by root 3 will be the direction cosines. Also minus 1 by root 3, minus 1 by root 3, minus 1 by root 3 will also be the direction cosines. Okay, both will be the direction cosines. They have mentioned 1, so that will be our answer. This is sum number 11. Okay, so you people will be able to do first 11 sums that we have discussed now. So homework is first 11 sums only of this miscellaneous exercise. The remaining sums, if you people can try, it is good. Try to do, otherwise we will discuss in the next class. Okay class, thank you students.